Hello, this is Yon. Among all the vehicles that Hyundai Motor Group will release in the future, the most anticipated one is the Genesis Flagship SUV. It looks like it will be the GV90. When the concept was first revealed, I wondered if a Korean manufacturer could really make a vehicle like this. Now, test vehicles that are close to mass production are being spotted. Final tests for mass production are now in full swing. So, what we're really curious about is the interior space we saw in the Neolun concept. Like a car we've never seen before, except for the infotainment display, there was no instrument cluster where you'd expect it to be. At first I thought, well, it's just a concept, so that's probably why. Can you believe it? The infotainment display is clear and there's no instrument cluster next to it. It seems it'll be released this way. In the center you can see a large display. Previously there was an integrated display that stretched in a single line from above the driver's seat to the center fascia. But in the test vehicle you can only find a large display in the center. Is it really coming out like this? What's even more shocking is that it seems like a pop-up style display will be applied for the first time. It's amazing, it's turning out like this. If you look at the bottom of the display, you can see several buttons. In the middle, you can clearly see the emergency button, and on both sides there are 4 buttons each, making a total of 8. If it turns out like this, it seems like it will be released exactly like the Neolun concept. Will the premium Genesis brand shake up the market? And this kind of button design is also seen in the Genesis off-road concept, which was revealed after the Neolun. You could also see it in the Equator's interior. Genesis first reveals the production type concept, then uses it for released vehicles. If that's the case, what's the reason for showing it in the Equator concept after the Neolun concept? A physical button like this will likely be introduced in the future, starting with the GV90. Then let's take a closer look. I wasn't sure, but it's really possible. It wasn't that long ago when I first saw this feature on an LG television and wondered if a television like this could really come out. Mobiz, which provides electronic components for Hyundai Motor Group, also unveiled the technology under the name Rollable Display. It's a feature where the display size can shrink or expand depending on the situation and purpose. In hidden mode, it seems to match perfectly with the Genesis brand's concept of emphasizing the beauty of empty space. In the basic mode, which is the default mode, it shows only the essential information such as the clock, temperature, music, or road conditions. When you need navigation features like directions, you can expect a clearer display by increasing the screen size. In particular, Hyundai Motor Group recently unveiled the Pleos operating system and officially announced that most vehicles to be released in the future will be equipped with the Pleos operating system. The main difference now is that it used to have a long horizontal shape. The new Pleos operating system features a 16:9 screen and offers a ratio optimized for mobile app connected services. If that's the case, will the rollable display equipped with Pleos operating system be applied to the GV90 for the first time? Let's take a closer look at the captured photo. In the center, you can see a large-sized display. You can expect it to operate in a pop-up style. So if the Pleos operating system is applied here as well, the Genesis Flagship SUV could really shake things up. And this is the entertainment mode with the largest screen size. It's known that a large display of over 24 inches is possible. I'm more excited since it seems we'll finally experience this feature. The other surprise is a large toggle button visible at the bottom of the infotainment system. This part was recently noticed and I covered it in detail in my last video. If you look at the structure, the rollable display is inside, and at the front you can see protruding buttons. With this kind of structure, it seems like there would be space at the back for the display to move up and down. It feels like the puzzle pieces are coming together. In the new vehicle, the buttons are clearly visible, with an emergency button in the center and 4 buttons on each side, totaling 8. The buttons are really large, so they can be operated easily. It looks like the edges of the buttons are wrapped in metal, and the inside seems to be made of transparent glass material. If that's the case, the actual product will look really luxurious. If the lights come on at night, it will probably sparkle like a jewel. The 8-button functions seem to be: on the left there are climate control, map, search and media, and on the right there are buttons for find, track, favorites and setup. These are buttons that Hyundai Motor Group already uses frequently, so even though the design is different, they still feel familiar. Previously, these functions were provided through touch controls or small buttons, but personally I'm glad to see them now offered as large toggle buttons. Below the emergency button is a large dial. It's expected to be used for adjusting functions like volume, and it's really big. Since it's in a spot the driver can easily reach, it seems convenient. I believe that simple is best, and the GV90 user interface looks simple. I want to praise it for being easy and quick to operate. And there's one thing that's a bit disappointing now that it's in mass production. In the concept there was a rotating center speaker in the middle that looked like a crystal sphere. It seems that in the mass-produced vehicle, this feature has been replaced by the emergency button. We need to wait and see whether it has disappeared completely or if it might be added later in models like the long wheelbase version. As mentioned, there are test vehicles with pillarless doors. However, it doesn't seem like these features will be released right at the beginning. They will probably be launched after some time. There's a reason for that. At first, the standard model will be released, and later on, the premium model will be unveiled. The reason is that the premium model is a much more expensive vehicle, so there's no need to create a price resistance from the very beginning. A crystal dial is visible in the Kia console area. We've seen this location and design before in other vehicles, but it now appears more glamorous. If you look at the interior space captured on YouTube Healer Television, you can see the crystal dial, which is the signature interior design element, and you can notice that the design has been changed to be even more luxurious. Genesis features ambient lighting here. Therefore, compared to any other vehicle, it can be said to be a step above in terms of luxury. It seems that the GV90 will offer a level of luxury that could truly change the game. The seat design matches what we saw in the concept. If that's the case, most of the things we saw and imagined in Neolun can be seen in the production car. They could mass produce another seat type. The Genesis off-road concept, Equator, features seats with a sportier design, and currently, test vehicles for the Equator have also been spotted. It seems like Genesis is working really hard on something. Now, the new interior space along with the exterior design has been spotted, and it seems that most of the preparations for mass production are being completed. The GV90 featuring Hyundai Motor Group's latest technologies isn't a car anyone can buy, but it looks like one everyone will want. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want to automatically receive the next video without waiting, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Thank you. If this helped, please give it a like. Subscribe and turn on notifications to get accurate new car information quickly. Thank you.